In this video, I'm going to show you just how quick and easy it is to create the best website for a church. And we'll be using SeedProd, the best drag and drop WordPress website builder, and we'll be using that as the church website builder today. In this video, we're going to assume that you already have a website set up with a domain name, some hosting, and you have WordPress installed. If you don't have any of that, I recommend that you go to WP Beginner and you're going to look for an article called How to Make a WordPress Website in 2023. And if you scroll down, you can see an overview here of what that will cover. In this video, we already have a website set up with WordPress already installed. I haven't added any content or any pages or anything yet. It's just the basic WordPress installation. To get started, let's head over to SeedProd.com, and we're going to be using the pro version of this plugin today. So go ahead and click on Get Started and select the plan that makes the most sense for you. And once you have an account, let's click on Login. On the left-hand side, let's enter your email address, your password, and click Login. Next, let's click on this second tab from the left here called Downloads, and we want to click on the big orange button here to download SeedProd Pro. We also need the license key here in the bottom left-hand corner. You can click the little icon here to copy that to clipboard, and we can go ahead and close this tab. Great, I'm going to come back to the WordPress admin area, and let's go ahead and upload the plugin. On the left-hand side, we have Plugins, and we'll go to Add New. At the top, we can see Upload Plugin. We'll click on that, and we can choose the file. So you can click on this and select the file that you just downloaded. Or if you're using a browser similar to what I'm using, you can click here and drag and drop this and click Install Now. Let's click on Activate Plugin, and here we can paste the license key. Next, you can go ahead and click on Verify Key, and you should see a green success message here. I'll close this tab at the bottom. Great, now that SeedProd is installed, we want to head to the left-hand side under SeedProd and go to the Theme Builder. Now here we can create all of our theme template files that we need for a full website from scratch, or we can get a fantastic head start by using the theme template kits. Go ahead and click here. There are tons of themes to choose for. You can actually use any of these for a church. You do not need a church specific theme, but we do have one. So on the right hand side in the search templates, so on the right hand side here under search templates, let's look for church and I'll hit enter. And we have one here called Creed Church Theme. I'll go ahead and click the orange check mark here. Here we can see all of the template files that it imported for us. Next, I'll sort them by name just so it's a little bit easier to find them. Here we can see we have a custom 404 page. We have a template for our archives and search results. So keep in mind, these are templates. These are not specific pages. So for example, search results and archives, these may apply to multiple pages. These will just control the design and the layout of your pages. So for example, we have the header, and this will appear on the entire website except our front page. We also have a header section transparent. We'll look at why we did that in a moment. We also have the home page itself, the sidebar, single page, and we actually have a page 2 here where we have the single post template. And if we refresh our homepage, you'll see that nothing's changed yet. And that's because we need to enable it here. Enable SeedProd theme. Click this, click OK a couple times here. And then we can refresh our front page. And we now have a full church website with all of the template theme files already installed and ready to go. So now we just simply have to go through SeedProd and modify the design however we wish it to end up looking. So the first thing I want to do is just explain a little bit of the setup of how the template files are working with the header. So right now we actually have two. So we can see we have a transparent one that's on top of an image. And if we go to another page here, we have the second header here, which is just sitting at the top. And if we look at our template files, we can actually see that we have two. We have the default header here and the header section transparent. So for our default header, we can see that under the conditions, it's set to appear on our entire website, except our front page. So this will appear on all of our sub pages like the About, Sermons, Events, and Contact. However, for our front page, it's not here. This is actually using the transparent one, which is a template part. This makes it possible to have it on top of our image here by having a separate one. So let's actually go ahead and look at that. Under homepage, let's go to Edit Design. And here we can see the SeedProd page builder. Now it may look a little confusing at first because we have two headers here. However, this one actually doesn't show up on our front page because it's hidden under the conditions. So we can actually click on the little eyeball here to hide this because we're not using it. Here we created the second header that's transparent. So we click on the block settings, we can see that this is actually a template part. So we're including a template, the header template here, inside of our homepage template. So here we have different templates that we can select. And right here we have the header section transparent. Because it doesn't have a background, it actually looks like it's sitting on top of the image. To modify the transparent header, we can simply come back out, click on Edit Design for the transparent, and we can see it here. Now it's hard to see because it is transparent on a light background. But here you could update your logo. So you could delete this one and put a separate logo in here. So for example, click the orange button here, go to your media library, and you can upload your files into here or click on the Select Files button to put your logo inside of your media library. So for example, if you uploaded this one, just simply select it and it'll import it into your header here. Then you go down and you can adjust the size, the alignment, the link to where you want it to go. Right now it's linking to our homepage. Once you're happy, you just simply hit save and we can exit out of here. If I refresh this page, you can see it's changed slightly because I changed the size of it. And then we can simply do the same thing to our default header. We'll come into here, select this logo, select the new logo that we uploaded, and then you can modify the details for this logo. We also have the menu here as well. If we click on the block settings here, you can see that we're just using the simple menu. You could also use the built-in WordPress menu, and there's a menu screen to do that. It's the default one under Appearance and Menus. So here you can build a completely custom menu and then include it into your WordPress website at the top in the header here. For our use case, I'm just going to keep it simple. And here you can decide on what pages you want to show in your menu. By default, we have an About page, Sermons, Events, and Contact. And to modify these, you can simply click on one, and it'll open up with the text and the link to that page. You can duplicate these or delete them if needed. You can change the font size, the space between. You could add a divider in between them if you like, and you can change the alignment. I actually like the divider, so I'm going to save that, and we'll exit out. Now, if we refresh our front page, you'll notice that there's no divider on this. Again, that's because it's using the transparent header. And we can see that the second header, the main one, is using the divider. So again, you'd have to come back and just add that simple modification. Here, we'll put the divider, save the page, and exit. Go to the front page, and now you can see that the front page has that as well. Great, now let's actually go ahead and start modifying our homepage. I'll show you how to do that. We'll come to our templates, and we'll sort by name here. We'll look for homepage and edit design. Now you can edit this however you wish. I like to start from the top and work my way down. So here we have the section, it's purple. So every main section has a purple outline there that you can see. Inside of that, we have rows, columns, and blocks. So here is a row, we can see it with the blue. And then inside of that, we have the blocks. So this is a template part. Here, this one is a headline. Right here, this is a button. And these are all blocks inside of the rows and columns. Let's go ahead and start with this section with the background image. If I click on this, or on the cog wheel for it, you can see that you can modify the background. With this example, it has a background image. We can simply delete this if we like. You can use your own image that you uploaded. So maybe it's a photo of your church or your group or whatever you wish, or we can use a stock image here. For this example, I will select a sunset. I'll pick this one, and we can change the background position here. We have a full screen cover if we wish. So you can change it maybe to 100% width top, and that'll adjust it. If it's a vertical photo, this is a great option. You can put it up or down. I'll do full screen cover for this example. We also have the dim background, so you can have it brighter or darker. I'll keep it a little bit darker. And you can change the overlay color if you wanted a different color accent. For example, orange, purple, green, whatever makes sense for the picture that you're using. I'll leave this to black. At the bottom, we have the section width, which is full screen, which is the vertical height here. Now you might see this white bar up here. This is just, again, our header template, which we're not using. So this white space will not be here. We have advanced options here as well if you want to go through these. I think what we've done here is pretty good, but you can go through these if you like. The next thing I want to change or look at is the text here for the block settings. So here on the left-hand side, you have all of the text options. So you can type in new text and it'll show up here. You can highlight single words or phrases to bold, italicize, underline. You can strike through if needed. You can link a specific word or phrase. And we have the toolbar toggle here for a couple more options as well. So for example, if you want to add a background color to a specific word, you could go ahead and do that. Or you could change the text color itself. Below that, we have the alignment. So we can align to the left, center, or right. We can change the font size if we need to. And you can change the level heading for H1 down to H6. We have advanced options here as well for topography, spacing, attributes. Device visibility for mobile or desktop layouts. So for example, if we switch to mobile preview and you have a piece that you don't want to show on mobile, you can simply hide that and it will not display on mobile devices. I'll leave that on for now and we'll switch back to desktop. Next, we have our button here, which is linking to our sermons page right here. So if we click on the button, we can see the text here that you can change. We have the button subtext, so you can add text underneath here if you want to add another little message, maybe every Tuesday or Sunday or whatever date you want to change it to. Here's the link to the actual page. The alignment, you can do a full width button if you like. I'll leave it to where it is now. The size from small all the way up to 2 times extra large. I'll leave it to large or medium is fine. And you can also add an icon here at the bottom. So right now there's a little camera. And I think that looks great. So next we can continue down the page, and you just continue to do this. Most of the blocks work the same way. So on the left-hand side here, we again have another headline. So you just simply change the text to whatever you wish. You can type in whatever you like. We also, below that, have a text block, which works pretty much the exact same way as the headline, with some extra options here for lists and different alignment. Again, you can just change the text here and pop in whatever you want it to say. We also have alignment and the font size, so you can change those, as well as advanced options to make sure that you get your text just right. Down here, we have the exact same headline, except it's a smaller headline. It's an H3 instead of an H1 like this one. More text. And you can see that this is all contained in a column, and you can modify the layout if you need to. Now on the right side here, we have another column, and we can click on this. This is just a single image, so you can actually change this if you wish. This is a collage that was made probably in Photoshop or a similar program. So you can delete this, use a stock photo, or upload your own. So there we go. This is just a simple picture that I found. And you can change the image size if needed, or you could change the column size as well. So here we have resize columns that you can click. And if you change this, you can see that picture gets smaller or bigger based on what you would like. For the image itself, it has the width that you can change, the alignment. If you want to link it, you can also do a media lightbox as well. So when you click on it, it'll open in its own window. Some images that may work, some may not. I'll turn that off for now. We also have templates, and this will add various borders to the photo itself. So for example, if you want a light shadow here, you can see that. Or if you want to make it look a little bit like a Polaroid, there's a white background on that. And again, we have advanced options here for image border, spacing, attributes, and styles. For now, I think that looks just fine. Great. As I scroll down the page, we have another section here. And again, this is just a simple headline. So again, you would remove this text, type in what you wish, and then you could format it if you need to with different colors, sizing, alignment, etc. Same here with your text. Next, we just have a simple row here with 3 separate columns. You'll see 1, 2, 3. These are just manually created with an image at the top. This looks like a headline, and then below that is some text. So again, it's very simple. You just simply click on the image. You can delete this and change it and update it if you like. Whatever this section is about, you can change the headline title here, and again, the text, and you would just do that for all 3. And there we go. If we come down the page, we have another section here. It has a headline here. You might want to add more text here. It's just a simple headline. It looks a little bit empty. So if we look at the blocks here, we can click on the block icon here. And if you look on the left-hand side, we have all of these blocks that you can add. So we have the template tag blocks. These are for posts, post title, post content. This is mostly for dynamic content. You would use this, for example, on blog posts or blog pages. We have WooCommerce template tags, which we're not going to be using because we don't have WooCommerce or a store, but they are there if you need them. We also have the standard blocks for headlines to videos to spacers and dividers. We have advanced blocks for payment buttons, contact forms, countdowns. There's many different types of blocks to use here. So for our example, we can use the search blocks here and we'll look for text. We'll just simply drag and drop this right here. Here you can see the text is included. Then you could just simply modify this. You could also duplicate a block if needed, and you can use this to drag it below. I'll select this one and we'll change this down to an H3 or even an H4. And again, you would just simply change the text here. Let's go ahead and duplicate this one. I'll drag this below and we'll modify some of the text here. Once you're happy with everything, you can just continue on. We'll come down the page, and here we have an Instagram feed section, which might be a great idea for a church community. So this is not currently built into SeedProd, but what you could use is a fantastic WordPress plugin such as SmashBalloon. So if you head over to smashballoon.com, they have fantastic plugins for Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, reviews, and a social wall. If we click on Instagram here and we just view the demo quick, they have different options for how to display your Instagram photos. So here's a simple one. This is the standard way. But if we go under custom, you can see how you can fully customize the look and feel of it. If I scroll down, there's a very nice clean look here that you could apply to your website. There's also a carousel that you can go through, and you can click the different buttons here to go through your pictures. So if you like, you can simply get started with SmashBalloon, use the Instagram feed, and it's easy to set up. You just simply include it into your page here to display your community's personal photos. And lastly, at the bottom, we have the footer template. So we actually don't edit that here. The footer template is separate, but this is what it currently looks like. So we'll go ahead. Once you're happy with your homepage and you've made all the changes that you like, you can change the background, the buttons, the text, the pictures. If you click a section, you can change the colors as well. If you don't like the colors, you can change this however you like. Once you're happy again, you can hit save and we'll exit out of here and it'll bring us back to the theme templates. Now, if we go to our front page here, we can just simply refresh, and this is updated instantly live on the website. So here you can see the background buttons, the text, the images, everything that we have changed and modified. Great. Now that we've done a little bit with the header, let's go ahead and look at the footer as well. So now we can go to footer, edit design, And you can see that this is the footer that we saw on that homepage template. We scroll to the bottom of our homepage, we can see that that is active right here. I actually really like the current design, so you can just simply modify a few things. If you want a completely different footer, we actually have this area called sections here next to the blocks. And if you come down, you can look under footer. We have these built-in templates to give you a head start on various footer designs. So for example, if you want something more classic like this, you can simply hit the plus sign here. That'll import this into your footer. You can delete the old one and then modify this. So this uses multiple menus that you can see. You'd have to create those or switch them to simple ones. Change the headline, the fonts, the logo, and the information here. You just simply click on them and you have the option to do so on the left-hand side here. If you change your mind, you can simply hit the delete section or the back button here to get rid of that. You can also go forward again if you need to. This has a simple headline. We already know how to modify that. Some text. This is an email opt-in form. So we can click on this. And on the left-hand side, you can see it's an opt-in form, the content. Right now, we just want to ask for the email. If you want, you can ask for more information, such as the name. I'll keep that hidden for now. You can change the size from small, medium, or large, and the alignment of it. We also have the submit button, so you can change the text from subscribe to something else. We have the width, the font size, and the background, as well as the success action. Now, this is when they sign up and hit subscribe. What would you like them to do? For this, it'll show a simple message saying thank you, we'll be in touch soon. Or you can redirect them maybe to a thank you page or somewhere else. You just simply select redirect and put your URL right here. I think the show message for now is fine. We also have templates for how your box will look here, as well as the advanced features for font family, border radius, etc. For this, I simply want to select the background here, and I'm going to remove the current background. And I'll change this maybe to a dark purple or some other color. Let me see, I think there's a little bit of purple in the sunset in the photo on the top. So let's go ahead, once you're happy, let's go ahead and save this and I'll exit out. If we refresh, you can see there's some purple here in the sunset and I'll come down and we can see the purple in the footer here that kind of matches. And you can fine tune that if you need to. Now, one thing that you may notice is I'm not changing the fonts for the text, and that's because we are using currently a global style system. So if you come down to your template files here, we can go ahead and look for it. We have global CSS here on the second page. This may be in a different order for you. And if we click on edit design, this isn't a template. This is actually your global CSS settings. So here on the left, you have all the settings, and on the right, you have just a test file, and this will show you what everything will look like. For example, if we open up colors, we have colors for headers, text, buttons, links, background, and then some extra colors that we added. You can add more custom colors as well if needed. So right now our headers are this dark green. If we go ahead and change this maybe to the dark purple, it's hard to see, but you can see that they are changing here. And I'll go with this dark hue of a purple. Here we have the text. I'll do the same thing. We'll change it to a purple color, and you can see that that is updated. We have links, the background, and the colors here. The buttons, I think it's fine. And if you need help, we have the color palettes, which are some predefined ones that you just simply click on and it'll update these colors here for you. Next, you have the fonts here. So this is why I haven't been changing individual fonts. We can actually control this right here. So right now we're using Source Sans Pro. So right now we're using Source Sans Pro. If I change that to Sophia, for example, you can see that that updates our header. I'll put this back for now though. And you can do the same thing for individual H1s to H6. The body text, which is the text here for the text blocks mostly, maybe even the buttons. And we can do the same thing for links as well. We have the background. This is the default background color that will be used. Right now it's to a light gray. We have the buttons, so you can change the color, the normal state, the hover state. So right now if you hover over, you can see that it's a different color. You can change that. As well as the forms, you can change for our opt-in forms or any forms that you're using. Many different options here. And the layout, right now our row default max width. So that's 1100 pixels from one side to the other. And any custom CSS that you may want to add, you can go ahead and do that. Once you're happy with your changes, simply hit save and close and refresh. And now my headers, you can see are changed to a slight purple. It might be hard to see though. Great, so now we've edited our header. You know how to do that. Our homepage should be edited. You know how to do that. You know how to work with headlines, buttons, and images, as well as the rows and the columns and the layouts, along with our footer here that we changed as well. Let's go ahead and look at the next page here. We have an about page, and we can simply go through the template here. Let me sort these and look for about. And you'll notice that you actually don't see an about page here. And again, this is because we're using theme templates and not specific pages. So if we go under pages, all pages, we can see that there's some created here and there's an about us page. Now you could edit this with SeedProd directly by clicking here, and this will open the about page. So here we can see about, and we have a block here with the headlines, so you can change this if you like. And it's the same as the home page with the simple headlines. We have the images on the right. And if you go down the page, you can see it's just the exact same thing that we did on the home page. Here we have the 3 sections with the image, the headline, and the text, another headline and text. And here we have a simple accordion block. So here we can click open and it has a headline with some extra text here. So here we have the accordion that you can click on and it has the text on the top. This is the headline. And then whatever text will be there when you open it or expand it. You can do the same thing as the menu. So you can add an extra one if you like. You can open it, change the text. If you don't like it, you can simply remove it. You can add a new item from scratch. So here's the title and then the text. And you can drag and drop to change the order if needed. So here's the new one that we added. And we can go ahead and close that and delete it. Here you have the font size, the space between. You also have the icon here. So here we have the close icon and the open icon. So I can search for maybe the minus sign. This would be a closed. And for the open sign, we could do maybe an open or a circle, or maybe even a down arrow. So when you click this, it'll switch between the two here. You also have the colors here that you can change. I'll just keep these maybe to the dark purple, just to keep it simple. There you go. Now you can see the expand icon and the close icon. We also have the advanced options. These are the same as almost all the other blocks for text, and our footer at the bottom. Once you're happy with everything, again, you would just simply save it. One thing I might do is change the header to a purple color. So I click here and background. We'll simply select that dark purple. You can see that the header is still green and we need to change that specific header template to modify that if needed. So we'll save this and close, refresh, and you can see the changes. And we'll just simply go ahead and open the main header file here. And we can change this background to that same purple. Go ahead and save that. And this will change it across our entire website that is using this template. And there you go. You can see it's updated. So now if we look on the sermons page, you can see that this is updated there, the events, and the contact. You just simply have to go through and change the background color for the headline here for this section. Great, so you'll go to the sermons page. Let's go ahead and modify that. I'll exit out of here, go to pages and all pages, go to sermons, and simply click edit with SeedProd. Make sure you click with SeedProd. If you click edit, it'll go to the default WordPress page, and then you'll have to click the button here as well to get to the page builder. Again, we'll just change the background color here. I'll speed this up a little bit more so you can look, as you should know how to do most of this by now. Here you have a headline for the sermons, some text. Here you can link to each one. So for example, you could add a link into your text here. You could even add maybe a button. So if you want to add something to it, you could add a button to the bottom and you could modify this. We could change this to a small button, maybe align it to the left, and we'll say watch now. And then you could just simply paste the link to where that is. It could be on Twitch, it could be on YouTube or some other streaming service, or a video. Maybe you're hosting your own as well. And again, if you just need this in multiple places, simply duplicate it. You can drag that right down and do the same thing for all of the rest that are here. It only takes a second. And then of course, update your links. So if you need a whole section here and you add a new video, simply duplicate this and you can just change the photo here. You can change the text here, the date, the text, the headline, and the button, and then you have a whole new entry here. Or if you need to remove one, you can simply delete it. It's very easy to manage and update your website using SeedProd. And again, at the bottom, we have the headline, some text, and then the accordion that we created earlier. Once you're happy, let's go ahead and save this and exit. Let's come back to pages, all pages. And the next one on the list is the events page. So we'll look for the events page under pages, and we'll edit this with SeedProd. Here, it looks like there's an error here with the title. That's fine. We'll just update this to events, change the background, the same that we did before. And I think you've seen most of this by now that you should understand how to do it. Right here, we have 3 different columns. You can change these. You can add these or modify these if you like. You could actually set them up as blog posts as well if you wanted. And you could display these as blog posts where they click through and go to a sub page. Right now, it looks like they are linking manually to those pages. And if we come down, we have reoccurring events and the same footer that we had before. Once you're happy again, let's save and exit. And the last page is the contact page here. So we can go ahead and look for the contact under pages, all pages, and edit with SeedProd. Again, simply select the background color here and use purple. You can change this to however you want. Maybe you want something a little bit different. You can have them contrasting, maybe even slightly darker, so it looks a little different. I actually like that a lot. And I'd probably take the time to go back through the pages to change all that. Here we have the contact information on the left-hand side. So you'd update this for your use case, as well as a Google Maps, which is pretty cool to use. You can put in the location of your church or your community building, change the zoom, how deep you want to go into the Google Maps, the width of it, the height, the alignment, and some advanced options here. And again, we have the footer at the bottom. Once you're happy, simply click save and we can exit out of here. Great, so let's go back to the home page. You can see that we've modified and updated the menu slightly. We added the divider. I showed you how to change your logo. And if you want to use the WordPress menu, you know how to do that as well now. We have the headlines that you can edit, the buttons, the backgrounds for the section, as well as the dim light. All of the headlines here for the text and the headlines, how to change images, how to change the background colors for sections, how the rows and columns and sections work, as well as our footer here. We also looked at the opt-in forms briefly, and I'll actually show you one more thing with that. If we come to edit design, we have the opt-in form, but how do you actually manage that? Well, you can actually connect these with your favorite third-party email marketing service. So right now we have design, but if you click on connect, you can connect this by clicking on one of these. So at the top, for example, if you want to use Constant Contact, you create an account with them, click on connect and connect your account, and they will provide you with an API key that you can simply paste in here and click connect. If you don't know how to do that, please contact their support and they'll help you get that API key, and it's simple to set up. And then you can manage all of the emails that sign up through this opt-in form with one of these services. And then of course, make sure you save and you can exit out of here. At the bottom, you have your social media icons here. Again, you just simply click on the blocks there to update your links to those accounts. Here we have the about page, and you know how to change everything on this. We have the accordion at the bottom there. The sermons, which you can update. We added a button, which will link to each one. And we have the events page where we corrected the title, and you can modify all of these, as well as the contact page here. You can change your information and everything looks good there as well. We have a different background color here. It's a contrast, which I actually like a lot. And to be honest, I'd probably change it to the footer color here as well, as it looks a little different. We look like we have 3 different colors. So I would try to be a little bit more consistent there. I just want to show you the features of SeedProd and how easy it is to create the best website for your church. You can get as simple or as advanced as you like with this. If you'd like to get more advanced with your website, please consider subscribing to the YouTube channel for SeedProd, liking the video, and sharing it with your community or friends if they're interested in creating any type of website by using SeedProd and its WordPress website builder. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.